Hey everybody, happy second week. Happy second week. All of my friends, Louisiana. Is that how you say it? Baton Rouge. I like that one. Right when we were all there and we were talking about Louisiana. I love it. Love Louisiana. Now all of a sudden I'm from Louisiana because I fell in love with it, man. And my friend who's from the Heart, I've forgotten her name, but remember I'm from the Heart in that second workshop, the Heart, Louisiana, right? It's awesome. All right, so what are we doing? Well, this week, we're talking about a couple of managerial or leadership pieces. How do I motivate someone? How do I delegate? Now, we've talked about these changing times. We've talked about how do I market in these changing times. But I want to take this week and talk about some leadership pieces. How do I motivate? How do I delegate? In the teaching videos that you'll see below, there's some really good information about how you can move someone else into action. How do you take and marshal their human capital? Then, how do I manage that? In other words, if I give somebody something to do and they don't know how to do it, I get a phone call, right? I get in trouble. But if I do everything myself to protect from never getting phone calls, I can't sustain. That's why in this hectic day and age, I've got to be able to delegate. So you'll see two training videos to that end. Motivation, how do I move somebody into action? Delegation, how do I manage the working relationship of what they will do, what we will do, and what's in between so that we can be as effective and efficient as possible. Final thought. You have talent and you have ability, and you absolutely have something to offer. Whether you're in the professional association business, whether you're in the hospitality business, whether you're in the insurance business, whether you're in the trucking business, all of you are involved at one level or another in a professional association. And your reason for being involved in it is because you believe passionately in the industry. Or maybe you're just trading time for money. I don't know. But I know this. I know within your professional association are some people that have an irrational passion about that thing. If you want to be highly effective, you're going to have to unleash that irrational passion. You've got to come up with systems and processes to unleash that irrational passion. So ask yourself, are the policies and procedures and our protocols, the way we do business, are they set up to take advantage of that irrational passion and turn it loose? Or does it restrain or in some way impede that irrational passion? Well, let's say you were one of the vendors on the business side. You're a hotel operator or within the hotel industry, or maybe you're Convention and Visitors Authority or something in between. The same is true in what you do. If I'm within a hotel, I need to unleash the irrational passion of my employees. I have to figure out a way to create policy systems and procedures that takes advantage of what they're great at and mitigates the risk of what they're not so good at. But the same can be said for a town. If I'm in charge of the Visitors Authority or the Riverfront Association or whatever it might be, I got to unleash the human capital and the irrational passion of my town. And how do I get the cab drivers, and how do I get the bartenders, and how do I get all of the people in the service industry and their ownership? How do I get them marshaling towards a common goal? Well, it starts with looking at our policies and our procedures. It starts with looking at the ways that we do things. Do they impede that irrational passion, or do they not only unleash it but accentuate it in some way? Next week we'll unpack some real specific ways that we can take, whether we're in a professional association or whether we're in a hotel or whether we're in a Convention and Visitors Authority or whatever it might be, and how do we unleash the irrational passion of our stakeholders? Why aren't you telling me this week? Because I just want to plant the seed. I want you to start to think about it. Am I impeding? Am I unleashing? And then we'll give you some practical ways to do it. Look at motivation and delegation this week, and we'll check back in with you next week. Take care, everybody.